Hello, Red is live. Trying to fix my wig. Put it on really fast. I actually did a thumbnail about 10 minutes ago. Anyways, so I'm going to go over here and share out my live. I'm going to put it. Oops. Let's see here. Where is it? How is everybody? Let's do this. I'm going to put I usually don't do this until after I get going now. But thankfully haven't had any problem with trolls lately. But so it's always a possibility. What? Hello, is there anybody out there on Wednesday night? Red's live. I'm going to share it out too. I don't have a particular topic, but maybe y'all can pick one. Just gonna say some poems, and yeah. Trying to share this out. Okay. There we go. Okay, I'm gonna light the candle. I've been using this one. It's raspberry mint mojito. Smell that. It smells good. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine, let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. So, is anybody out there? It says 2 watching. Hello. Yeah, let me play something on here. Oh, you know what I didn't do? I didn't bring a copy of my book over here. Where's my book? Wait, let me get it. This is my book from 2015, my last published book that is available. If you want a copy, you can PayPal, Venmo, Cash App me any amount and send me your snail mail address to this address, and I will send you a copy of it. If you're out of the United States, however, please send extra for postage, as it costs a lot to mail out of the United States. Yeah. I have, I said to you guys how I have these old journals. Look at this one. This one is from, it's from 2020, but I bought it in Mexico in 2017. See the tree? It happens to have, they had different colors, but I did a pink tree. They had different, it's pretty cool. It's like carved out of wood. So, and I found that I saved this one because I have some poems in here that I think I still need to enter into my new book of poetry. So, yeah, like here's one. I don't have a title for this poem, but I wrote it. I evidently wrote it on, hey, Joe, how are you? Good to see you. How have you been? I pop in and watch part of your lives, but I don't say hi. I'm sorry. My bad. But yeah, I still, I have so much YouTube I want to watch that I don't. I don't. I can't watch all the YouTubes I want to watch. I don't know. I try though, but anyways, I pop around here and there. Oh, thanks. It's Wednesday, so it's Wig Wednesday, right? I'm wearing. No, should be every day, right? No. When I don't feel like having short hair anymore, I just put my wig on. So, and it's pretty easy since my hair is short. So, but yeah. So I was going to read this poem that I found in my journal from 2020, and it's, you know, where I was at the time. It's dichotomy, it's irony, it's bittersweet for me to see. I don't need you to complete me, but you are my life, my love, my all. Without you, I was sure to fall. But I realize I don't need you after all. I am enough. So that's one I don't think I put in my new book of poetry yet. So, and there's a number in this. There's a number of them in this journal. Yeah, it was, so it was 2020 was the year I was downsizing and I was still in Georgia. And I, you know, of course, that was the year the pandemic hit too. I was in the middle of downsizing, about to put my house for sale. And then when the pandemic hit, hi, Elsa, I'm going to mail out your book probably tomorrow. So, yeah, this book, Elsa won on Monday. Every Monday night, I'm going to give away a book. either my book or another book if you already have my book, because I've sent out a lot of these. A lot of people have gotten them since for a while I wasn't selling too many books because this came out in 2015, and then I started going on my YouTube channel when, right 2020, but not really that much. But when I took off in my RV, because I sold my house, I downsized, I sold my house, paid off all my debt, and then paid cash for an RV. I went up to the St. Louis area because I really needed to get out of Georgia, because I really needed to get away from my ex. And I was finally divorced in 2018. That took like 4.5 years because we were married so long, and it was just complicated. And I didn't know whether to do a real divorce or just a separation agreement at first, but then I decided I better just do a total divorce. And so I lost my health insurance and all that. But yeah, and then so 2020, and then the pandemic hit. I started to get depressed because I was like, can I still do my plan? And thankfully I was able to still do my plan. So, because I felt like the plan was from God, it was from God. I think that's why it worked. He worked it out. And although I was like very angry because of so many things that had happened, and my kids, some of my kids not speaking to me, and that was another reason why I wanted to get out of Georgia. And I am so glad that worked out. And yeah, that's my story in a nutshell. That's my short story. but but I'm just kind of blown my mind that I found these poems in here um, that I didn't put in my thing yet, that I didn't put in my book yet, that's on here. Oh, yeah. Goodness. Stuff I forget too. I want to leave by August 1st. I sold my house on the 28th of August, so. But I was itching to get out of Georgia, but I couldn't, rush it. And I was just glad I was able to. You didn't, an like this person didn't even see the house. An investor in passing of the mom who wasn't. Oh. Trying to decipher what you mean, Elsa. Is that when you got divorced? I kind of saw it as I died because just I left Christianity for a little bit and became an evangelical, and I was just so angry. Mostly because my kids weren't talking to me, because my book got stolen. My White Elephant book got stolen. I really see like the green card guy really didn't, well, he made me mad too, I guess in a different way. I got date raped in 2017, and then the green card guy was in 2018 that came to my Airbnb. My oldest son turned 30. Um, Um, yeah, it's just funny. I didn't looking back at my old journals, I didn't remember even. I guess I just put it out of my mind. I tried to go to this divorce recovery at this group, and it was just so it was annoying. It was really annoying. Um, People tried to hook up at those things, and um, uh, and what happened is I felt like I needed to get out of the city I was in Georgia because um, partly I think I couldn't get a job because the woman who kicked me out of the CR, she worked at the church. So, and I'm like, all I had was experience working with children at the church. So I had it on my resume. And that might be part of the reason why I never could find a job too, because I put that on my resume and I'm like, I'm just worried that if they call the church, if they get her, she's going to give me a bad um, reference, And I was just like, I need to just take that off of there. Um, yeah, I wrote that in here. That's funny. Yeah, I wrote it in here. Lately, I've been wondering if they had anything to do with me not being able to get a job. But, anyways, I was leaving, so it was good. And yeah, it's good for me to look at my old journals because I forget stuff. Birth mother of current vessel. Oh, oh, your mom. Yeah. Um, yeah. Um, well, I would say hi, Glenn. I, I'm, I'm sorry. My condolence for your mom who wasn't. You know, it it's that's difficult. I think I understand where you're coming from, Elsa. If you mean like because it was that way with my when my dad passed, it was just strange. And um, hey, let me tell you a story. I have a story that I just thought of. Um, yeah, so my dad was narcissistic and he wasn't always very kind and he wasn't very encouraging and he was more like um, I don't know. Just I'm in control of you. Like I don't know. I don't know how to explain it. But yeah, and so he passed away and I was in the middle of going through all the little stuff, the rest of the stuff from the house, and I was out of the house and I was in a hotel room in Georgia sorting through all this stuff and I was almost done and my dad passed away. He was 92, and I I I was just numb. I was just numb from everything, and I didn't cry. I was just like, okay, so I guess I'm not gonna get there before, because I was headed to California, but I hadn't even gotten my RV yet, and I decided I was gonna try and get my RV in Georgia, but then I decided to get it to go up to St. Louis to Gladys's and get it there, and that worked out better. So yeah, I really didn't feel anything. And then when I moved in here, it was 2022 when I got the money from my dad, and I was watching Disney Channel, and there's this show on the Disney Channel called The Finder, and it's very interesting. It's this guy, and he's like an investigator, and he's supposed to have some sort of, it's almost like he has some sort of gift, like intuition or something like that. But this lady comes to him and she says, her dad died, and she thinks that something might be up, and he's just like, no, I don't do that. I don't find murder. I don't find murderers. I don't do that. I find stuff, not murders, not trying to think if he does find people sometimes, but he doesn't do like that. And she's like, no, she explained the situation to him and stuff like that. And it's kind of cute because she's like a really Pollyanna-ish type person, but she does like she's in school to be a lawyer, but she does the makeup for dead people. Actually, my brother had a roommate way back when in the 70s who did that. But anyways, so I'm watching this show, right? And so it turned out that her dad was a gambler and all this, and he didn't do too well with managing his money and all that and everything. So they go through the thing, and they found out like he betted on a horse, and he was planning, because he had called her and told her, I have something for you. But then, then he died, and it turned out he was murdered. And so through all of this, the Finder guy finds his murderers. But anyways, he also finds that he had bet on this horse, and this horse won, and it was just the right amount to pay off her student loan for becoming a lawyer. And when she said this line, she said, after all these years, my dad finally came through for me. It was 2 years later, and I just bawled like a baby. I had never cried. I was just like, after all of that, I'm start crying. And it was, and I felt like that was one of those I talked about on Monday night, I think, one of those God winks that like God knew somehow. Maybe my dad led me to watch that. I don't know, but and then I'm like, wow, I'm crying, and I just like I like, because I had this thing where like it was hard to spend time with him. Like when I went to see him in 2015, I was really thankful my son went with me. My younger son went with me. And he acts like a buffer, and like to like keep it from just being me and the focus on me, and I don't know. So, but anyways. So how is everybody doing? Tell me, tell me. Yeah, my mom. I wasn't really expecting my mom to pass so soon, and she was about to turn 80. She was gonna have her 80th birthday party. I know she wanted to do something for her 80th birthday party, and they were gonna have their 60th wedding anniversary. Yeah, I'm so sorry. So sorry, Glenn. Um, but I just, yeah, it was difficult. And in 2018, we saw them. We took them out to dinner, and uh, I mean, yeah, we took them out. Me and Joyce. My brother was supposed to go, but he didn't go. And then again, my stepmother was like, "We didn't know you were coming." I was standing there. My brother was on the phone with you and told you. It's like, okay, but yeah, and that was the last time I saw him, 2018. Um, I was watching the show Dead to Me. That show was sick. Um, Let me see. Like I had another poem in here. I was gonna read you. Let me see. Yep, I have some poems in here. Um, so I had this dream. Let's see. Hmm. Um, yeah, I wrote this poem about this dream I had, um, and I think it. Oh, a reminder to pray. I'm so sorry for your loss, Glenn. Don't know if I'll go for 2 hours tonight. Oh, look. Am I on the TV behind me? Yeah, yeah. I was able to set it up ahead of time, and so I could do that this time. Yeah. So I had this weird dream. I lost my baby at the park. I wandered around till it got dark. I started to panic. Where could she be? I went back to the place where I saw her last, and she found me. I had another baby. What a dream. She grew super fast. I took her to the bookstore and the hairdresser. I forgot her and left her there. What a terrible mother I am. How can a mother forget her child? Isaiah asked. I was filled with shame when I awoke. But who was this child? What does this mean? Could it be the child is me? Go back to where you lost her. Wash your hands, take a bath, clean your room. Is there some method to my madness? Is this OCD hereditary? 3 things saved me. The trampage, the rats, Glad, and her dog. Thank you. That's what got me out of my depression, just letting everything go, and then got me out of Georgia. I feel like it just saved me. I feel like I started to feel like it was imperative that I got out of Georgia. Like I'm just gonna die right here. And my house got infested with rats, and yeah. This was May 30th. I have 2 months. I want to leave by August 1st. Yeah, I had my plans kept changing. So, but I feel like God like always worked things out. But anyways, yeah, I'm reading this journal from 20 I got it in 2017 in Mexico on the missions trip to Mexico with the newsboys. But I often buy journals ahead of time. Only just recently is like I ran out of journals and I went and bought this one at Hobby Lobby and started it. But before I would buy them, and then I didn't start using it until 2020. Oh, I think we do. We should be able to, Glenn. Um, but yeah, you can never, sometimes you never get completely out of, you never stop missing someone who's passed, but you should be able to get out of depression. Depression is bad. If it's bad depression, it shortens your life. It does. It makes your life, it's a health, it's a physical health crisis. It's, mental health crisis and a physical health crisis. It's bad. Um, if you're having a depression, I think you need to get help, therapy. And I think sometimes I'm considering I could go back on medication, but I don't know yet. I haven't finding my health insurance is, I don't know. It seems more expensive than not having. Well, as far as since I'm so healthy, it seems more expensive than not having health insurance because it's just a gamble. If you have anything serious, it's better to have health insurance. But if you don't, I don't know. My health insurance, I'm finding, is very particular. I have these bills I need to pay because I went to the wrong doctor who wasn't within my plan. And it's just really aggravating. I don't know if I'm going to stay with them. And I need to find a doctor that's on my plan. So, but that's too bad, Glenn, because I think we can. I mean, I came out of it. I definitely, I was suicidal. That's one of the problems. It's all too expensive for most people, so they don't bother. What was what ended up good for me, and which is kind of ironic, which is kind of ironic too, is my best therapist I found was free at the health department, and she was a student at Mercer University, which is in Macon. I'm going to turn my AC off. Because I got hot and I turned my AC on and I haven't been turning it on because to save money because I really don't mind the heat as much as the cold. So but I have um, because I've done a couple of lives on mental health. I have this banner too on the suicide hotline. So I haven't put that banner up for a while. But yeah, help is available. And I did find my therapist on BetterHelp. I was getting discouraged because I wasn't finding one I liked. And like BetterHelp has like they um, discount it for people who can't afford it too. Um, so they have like help available. But anyway, so because I um, made the bad decision. It did get my mind off of it. I went on the what I called the tramp page, and I'll share my interview with Paula where I talk about that. I'll drop it in the chat. Um, but because I did that, I went to the health department to get a STD test. Quite frankly, I'm being honest and vulnerable. And that's where I found out that they had free counselor there. So I'm like, hey, I need that. And that's cheaper than BetterHelp. I think I had tried, I'm not sure if I tried it in, when I got to St. Louis, I tried again because the free one, she was only for a certain time. She was doing an internship. I don't remember how many months it was. If it was maybe for the summer or for a season for it was like 3 months maybe. But anyways, she was the best therapist I have ever had. Very thorough. And I think it was because she was just in school. She was just really good. Um, let me share this live. And it was live from Red's RV at Coronado Island. It was in San Diego. And my tell-all live. um, Let me share it. Yeah. Well, I don't know. I don't know if you go to the it depends, but you're if you have any sort of insurance, they should, help you with your. What was annoying with me too is I asked them at the doctor when I did my checkup, and I said I wanted to go see someone and I wanted to find a therapist, and they referred me to a place. Then it wasn't on my health insurance, and I'm just like, why can't you refer me to a place? And that's why like it's still like I haven't found somebody here, and it's annoying. um, I could have this interview I could have deleted this interview. And but I didn't, because I'm about being real and authentic and telling the truth and not trying to hide things. So, but there it is if you're interested. You know, yeah. And I was still in, if you look at any of my old videos and lives, you can tell who the group of people I was involved with, because they're there at my lives. So, anyways, just just FYI. So my my notifications are saying, and I don't ever log into my website to see how much traffic it's getting, um, but I'll drop my website link. Medical insurance for me would cost. Wow. Why so much? I'm sorry. See, mine doesn't cover that. Like mine's only $31. It's not with my job either. Mine's only $31, but see, I'm discovering that it's not covering very good, and now I have some bills that I need to pay, and I'm thankful again to my dad that I have the money to pay those, but I need to figure something out, because it's not really. I don't really think it's a very good deal, and I maybe should find another plan or something. So, oh, I wanted to read you this. My I bought another one of these because I gave the one I had away. Um, it really helped in a strange, funny sort of way that I was away from God when I downsized, because I was just like, okay to get rid of all my Christian stuff and all my Christian books and all my Christian paraphernalia. So, hey, Christina, how are you? Did you get your book yet? Oh, you have to go to your mom's to get your book. This was really good because it's about fear. Good. I'm pretty good. So I like devotions. I mean, that's why I read the devotion today too was about uh, a conflict averted between Chile and Argentina, and then the statue. And I was like, oh, is that famous statue, of the Jesus? But it's a different statue, so not as famous, but of Jesus on the Argentine and Chile border. Ah, yes. I think I'm going to. I've been thinking about that lately. See, Elsa, because besides like going live with you guys, I'm kind of like since I don't have my job anymore, I'm kind of a recluse. I'm kind of a hermit. And I think I'd like to go to Al-Anon. AA has free meetings, as does NA. And see, that's the thing too that's good. Going to church is like my therapy. It's like, I don't know, I just feel like it's good for my mental health. It's good for me to be around other people and stuff, because I don't go to the bar, I don't drink. I'm thinking like I should maybe go out once in a while. I need to find a place where they have open mics and maybe say some poems, like I used to in Macon, Georgia, when I was in Georgia. And I also I like to do karaoke. So I'm like, I think I should maybe make myself get out and meet some people more, because I'm now I go to the bluffs and walk. I went to the bluffs and hiked yesterday. I think it must be about like 3 miles or 4 miles. I don't know. I need to look up how many miles that trail is. I think it might be 4. They're having a what did they say? They said 8K. I don't know. It takes me an hour to hike it. And part of it's uphill and downhill. It's it's hilly. And oh, it did. Yay. Good. That's good. Yeah, I thought you should have gotten it. Awesome. Yeah, I'm gonna give away a book every Monday night. So Elsa one, I'm gonna mail Elsa's out tomorrow probably. But yeah, I'm thinking of going to Al-Anon, because I tried going when I first came here. I tried going to Coda, and I could try going back to a Coda meeting, because there was one during the day that I liked. And then when I thought about going back to it, I was like, I'm usually working. I can't go to that one. But now that I'm not, I can go to the one in the middle of the day. So I might look it up and go back to that one. Because I tried a couple, and that was the one I liked that was during the day. It was like at noon or something like that. on a Wednesday. And then when I was working, I was thinking of going back to it, but I was like, yeah, I can't because I'm usually working at that time. So yeah. And I might try Al-Anon. I haven't gone to an Al-Anon. I've gone to CODA, which is Codependence Anonymous. But anyways, I like this one today. From the 17th on Light in the Shadows. This is from Joyce Meyer. Do not be conformed to this world, this age, fashioned after, adapted to its external superficial customs, but be transformed, changed by the entire renewal of your mind. Romans 12:2. You can move from pain to power by re-educating your mind. The Bible refers to this process as renewing the mind. Simply put, we must learn how to think differently. If you have been taught to fear, you can be taught to be bold, courageous, and confident. Rather than allowing fear to prevent your success and joy in life, you can accept it as a fact of life. Fear has a huge shadow, but fear itself is actually very small. When we fear, we will suffer. We already suffer things we fear. Fear brings torment. That's in 1 John 4, what I read to you on Monday night. Instead of thinking that you cannot do things if you are afraid, make up your mind that you will do whatever you need to do, even if you are afraid. Change your thinking about fear. We allow fear to become a monster in our thinking, but it is one that will back down quickly when confronted. Fear is like the school bully. It pushes everyone around until someone finally challenges it. Lord, so much of what troubles me in life is merely shadows that disappear when the light of truth shines upon them. Help me to aggressively stand up to these lies and fears with the authority of your word. Amen. I just thought that was really good and wanted to read that to you. This is a really, really good book. So I bought this at the Joyce Meyer conference, and then it's in here upside down. So that's the cover, and then when you open it, it's funny that I got it. But I think before the one I had before was a used copy, and it wasn't like that. I didn't make my Blue Cross Blue Shield was, hey, Brent. My Blue Cross Blue Shield was $20 a month through my job, then forced to retire early. Then, in order to keep it until Medicare kicked in, cost me over $600 monthly. Yeah. I'm sorry. Yeah. Did anybody here watch? I didn't watch, and I should go back and watch it. The one I missed, Carol's live on Medicare. Did anybody see that? I didn't do my list. I need to do my prayer list. Let me do it. Talk about depressing. I'm sorry. Thank you all so much for being here. We got Joe, we got Elsa. Making my list. Making a list, checking it twice, like Santa Claus. Appreciate y'all. So yeah, yesterday I went and hiked at the Bluffs. Today I finally made my I finished my video of cleaning my grill and posted that. So last night, speaking of codependency, last night I watched My Big Fat Greek Wedding 2. I don't even remember the first one. I was like, should I watch the first one first? Because I don't remember it. I watched it so long ago. Um, and I just thought it was so silly. Um, and I'm like, gosh, these people are so codependent. It's like ridiculous. It's like everything, and they all lived. It was hilarious. It was funny. It was funny, but it was part two of my big fat Greek wedding, and and they have a 17-year-old child now, and she's in high school. She's a senior, but they have a Greek restaurant, and they all live like right next door to each other, like and it's just hilarious. And then like the the dad gets stuck in the bathtub, and they call them, and they all come running from their other houses, and it's like, and they're like one door down, two doors down, three doors down. And it was just like, I'm like, gosh, these people are so codependent. It's like ridiculous. I'm like, this is not like, well, I know some families are like that, but it was really ridiculous. It was funny though. It was really funny. And so, and the girl goes to college at NYU so she can get away from all her family. But in the end, they're all like there to see her off to college. And I'm just like, that's not really like realistic. I don't think they would all, but there was just trying to be funny. But in a way, when like you don't have any family, it's kind of nice, but it was very, very codependent, but funny. So, so I need to get to another poem. Get to another poem. Want to hear when I wrote about my youngest when she was a baby? Behold, children are a heritage from the Lord, and the fruit of the womb is his reward. Psalm 127, verse 3. Lydia Ellen. Why did I ever want a boy? My Lydia is such a joy. She says mama and whispers peas. She used to say peas. She says Ian and Claire. Whatever they do, she replies me too. She's a challenge, my little insomniac, but I would never send her back. She gives me kisses and hugs too. Lydia, I thank God for you. I let me see. I wrote a poem about church, my favorite church. I was glad when they said to me, let us go unto the house of the Lord. Psalm 122:1. Um, I borrowed a line from Cheers. Hmm. I should have changed something. Hmm. But it's only 2 lines. Making a way in your world today takes everything you've got. Taking a break from all your worries sure would help a lot. Where can you go? To a nightclub, country club show? My favorite church is where I go. They don't look down their noses at you. Love covers a multitude of sins. They're always happy to let you in. The music's great. They don't care if you're late. There's a fountain of living water, so come on in. I'll worship my King, forever I'll sing. Everyone knows my name. They're always glad I came. Yeah, we're all the same. Sinners saved by simple grace. Your troubles gone without a trace. What a wonderful place. Oh, never did have kids, so I don't know what that feeling would be like. It's, what did somebody say? It's like having a little piece of your heart walk around. Um, you were my portion when there wasn't enough. Um, yeah, it's, yeah, it's a good feeling. But then when they are not treating you right, it's a horrible feeling, you know? It's the worst heartbreak, you know? I was telling them at church, I was like, it's worse than the heartbreak of my ex, and it's worse than that. Um, yeah, you were my portion when there wasn't enough. Yeah. Um, I can remember my mom's when we went in 2008 to California with our three youngest, um, my younger son, and then my two youngest, Claire and Lydia. And my mom, my mom's would say their middle names because Ian was Peter for my dad. She would say, she would introduce him to her friends at church and be, this is Ian Peter, and this is Lydia Ellen. It just so happened like Claire wasn't standing there, but Claire, my mom. So I recently told you all that I realized, oh yeah, and I think I told you the story because Savannah came in, it made me think of it. When Savannah came in, it made me think of it. So I recently came to realize that my grandmother was a narcissist, and that's why my mom had this terrible relationship with her, which was so difficult for my mom, and my mom struggled with it and just just always struggled with it, you know. And she even told me when I said we were going to name Claire, she said you could name her Savannah. She even tried to talk me out. And I've since told Claire, I was like, I recently realized that my grandmother, who I named you for, was a narcissist. She's like, oh, that's okay. I don't care. I like my name. She wasn't concerned about it at all. I was just like, whoa, I'm line from the Nightbird song, the story of them. Oh, I didn't look that up yet. I want to look that up, Elsa. You said that on Monday. Because Elsa always tells me good songs. Well, so what was the Dolly Parton one you told me? That was good. That's a good song. Remember you told me about the Dolly Parton song, and you told me about the Tracy Chapman song, I'll Be Saved Too. I don't know this one though. Nightbird song. I'm writing it down. Okay. Here's one that's called It's Just Me. Be yourself. Everyone else is already taken. That's what Oscar Wilde said. I have these little quotes in here. Um, it's just me. It's gradual, like stepping into the light. The path of the just is like the rising sun that shines ever brighter into the perfect day. Sometimes with certain family, I still feel stifled. A biker for Jesus, cool. I would have said more than I like your vest if I were by myself or with my best. Someone from church, she shook her head. Keep the giant sleeping in your bed. Don't stir the pot, make any waves. Rock the boat, free the slaves. Acknowledge the elephant, never. What elephant? Why does it feel so sad and fake? Because a balanced relationship is give and take. Please, I'm starved for relationship. I'd much rather be in it as opposed to a fakeationship, which I made up, a word I made up, which is like this. Why can't I be me? Why can't I be free? You don't love me if I can't even be me when I'm with you. Must you be like dad? So sad. To forever try to be the person he wants you to be. But Jesus loves me just as I am, not as I strive to be. I can finally just be me, forever free. I need to read these because I forgot I even wrote that, you know? That's not what I usually read on here. Um, Here's one called The Phoenix. And I put this verse, Micah 7, verse 8. I like this verse. Do not rejoice over me, my enemy. When I fall, I will arise. When I sit in darkness, the Lord will be a light to me. Micah 7, verse 8. The Phoenix. I fell asleep and then awoke, and you were gone. What happened? It just goes to show you never know what you worry and think never happens. God's the master of surprise, the devil his copycat. And you think if that happens, I won't survive, but here I am still alive, picking up the pieces of my life without you by my side. That's, I'm still standing. Elton John. After all these years, picking up the pieces of my life without you by my side, I'm still standing. Since you've been gone, these are all songs. I've got one less problem. Head in the clouds, got no weight on my shoulders. I said, just give me a reason. That's a Pink song. But you would not. I don't care because you don't know me at all. Hope walks through the fire. Jesus said, let's go to the other side. How'd I know you wouldn't follow? This house burns down slowly. That's from Imagine Dragon song. Um, I'm standing in the ashes of the fire alone, but I know I'm going to rise again, singing Farewell, King of the Broken. So long, my friend. That's from a Need to Breathe song. Time for me to fly. That's from, is it Air Supply or REO Speedwagon? Time for me to fly. I've got to set myself free. Oh. Ah. Um, that's how you get true friends by being you. Hey, Granny. That's how you get true friends by being you. Then you don't have to wonder why they like you. Aria Speedwagon, yeah. How are you, Granny? Um, this is King and Crown 2 about the the singer guy that I met, and I wrote the first poem about meeting him, and then we would go back and forth on the social media, and I was just like, this is bad. So humans have a knack for choosing precisely the things that are worse for them. J.K. Rowling, that's a quote here. But I finally had to step back from this guy because, yeah, he was uh, like purposely posting things on his site to, I don't know, get a rise out of me, get to me. But so but I let it out in my poetry. King and Crown 2. Poet, rocker, movie star, I know exactly who you are. A no good, dirty, rotten scoundrel. Let's tease each other day by day, trying to lead me astray. Was that a song by Coldplay? Tell me, where's your head today? Did you really write about me? Why do I still write about you? How can this be? Give me a hand cutting down this tree. But you're still afraid to speak to me? Waste my time. Keep me in the wrong frame of mind. Tick tock, tickety tock. The mouse ran up the clock. He wrote a song called, well, he didn't write it. Maybe Toby Mac wrote it. Time is time is ticking away. It's about time. The mouse ran up the clock. If you give that mouse a cookie and Susan too much free time, she'll never make up her mind. She can turn on a dime and never make her and can even make her status rhyme. What a tangled world wide web. With the itsy bitsy spider now descending, you weave and deceive. Let it go, let it go, let it go. Row, row, row your boat against the flow. Do not say it isn't so. Hmm. Here's a good quote. I put a lot of good quotes in here. um, Certain thoughts are prayers. There are moments when, whatever the attitude of the body, the soul is on its knees. Victor Hugo. When I'm alone at home, she weeps bitterly in the night. Her tears are on her cheeks. Um, that's actually from Lamentations, I think. Thanks, Granny. You made some French toast. I like French toast. I love French toast. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It says 7 watching. Thank you all for being here. So, she weeps bitterly in the night. Her tears are on her cheeks. I pray for you. I scream and cry and wonder why. As I lie on the floor, pounding it with my fists. Do you care at all? Are you just waiting for me to fall? Say something. I'm giving up on you. Once again for the last time. That's say something. I'm giving up on you. That's a song too. Once again for the last time, why, God? Why is this happening? Does this happen so I will be free to go? When destiny calls you, you must be strong. That's from the Tarzan song, Disney movie. Because he will be with you, but you've got to hold on. I sing defying gravity or free at last. Free, free, I'm free at last. That's a DC Talk song. At the top of my lungs. One day I really will fly like a bird through the night and feel my tears as they dry. That's from a Sia song. Kiss me goodbye. Here's one about my oldest son's first girlfriend. It's called She's Beautiful. This happened in 2008. No, I'm sorry, 2009, the year my mom passed away. So, strangely enough, this poem began with me thinking about the situation and a quote from the Disney movie Tarzan. Tarzan is finally showing Jane the gorillas. She looks at the female gorilla before her and says, "She's beautiful." Tarzan replies, "She's my mother." Remember the Tarzan movie where, his parents die and then he's raised by the gorillas? It's also about how boys pick girls similar to their moms. So this was when I found out. I didn't even know that my ex was racist, but I found out because my oldest son's first girlfriend was Black. She's beautiful. She hung out at our house all summer long. MJ and Farah died the same year as Mom, 2009. She really started to grow on me. Why can't my husband learn to see beyond the color of her skin? We fought about it all that summer, and I was also grieving the loss of my mother. She is as dark as he is light. Opposites attract is right. She's beautiful, I thought to myself, writing about important topics. Her flaws are only microscopic. She's a writer, and she's still a writer too, and she follows my blog. But she's not with my son anymore. That was right after high school, their first year in college. She's beautiful, I thought to myself, writing about important topics. Her flaws are only microscopic, but he could see them still. You're beautiful, he said to me. It was almost our anniversary. This was someone who came to the door, selling something. My hubby? No, he never says that. A stranger, a danger. He spoke my language. Then that fall, he broke up with her. Talking about my son. And it didn't even occur to him to tell us. She's beautiful, she said to him, like my mother. I thought I'd never find another as beautiful as you. Uh-huh. Yeah, it was 2009. Yes, and I still miss her. Yeah. Friday was her birthday. She would have been 95. I really feel like she was really sad because 3 of her sons had passed. She was ready to go, but she fell, and that's what, complicated things because she was already on like blood thinner and all of that. So, yep. And so she passed. After that, she fell and broke her she broke her, not her hip, but her tailbone. She broke her tailbone. So, yeah. And I just really feel like it was really, um, it made you cry. Did your, do you mean your French toast made you cry? Was, yeah, I want to turn some of my poems into songs. I haven't done it yet though, but I can and I need to. This musician almost took my elephant poem and made it into a song, but he didn't. I wanted to do it myself because I didn't want to, I was afraid of getting my poems stolen from me again, actually. So that's why I didn't do it. And it was just a musician that I said the poem for at a Danny Goki concert. And he loved it and he wanted to put music to it. But I kind of just sort of backed away from it. Charity Gale. I'll have to look that up. I'll write that down too. Oh, she passed 3 days later. Yeah. I don't know. It was a couple of weeks. She fell actually on my brother's birthday, which was March 26th, and then she passed on April 14th, 2009. I'm drinking Dr. K. Diet Dr. K. So I should look at my new poems and find you a poem to read. Let me see. I think there was like another one in here, but I didn't mark them. So, oh, this was. This is one I wrote after my dating experiment. Mama still walks, but I worry she will fall and lay there until found. Oh, they can get, so that happened. My grandmother fell and she broke her wrist. This was before she passed. It might have been like a year before she passed, but I think it was right after that they got somebody to just live with her. And so, as I said, I understand more now, but I didn't understand at the time. I'm like, why don't they go over there and check on him? Why don't they, like, why is she always alone? And now it was just because she was so abrasive sometimes, and she was narcissistic, and so she fell and she broke her wrist, and um, she found some way to get up. She was very feisty. That's why and she lived longer than, like my dad. My dad was narcissistic. He lived longer than my mom. I feel like, and Dr. Romney says there's studies that have proven this. It shortens your lifespan. I feel like it was stressful for my mom to stay with my dad, and she stayed with him though because she loved him and she just forgave him, and she thought he was so handsome, and she stayed with him. But I feel like it was stressful for her, and it was so stressful for her to lose her, three of her sons passed before her. And I felt she was just tired. And so Dr. Ramani says that narcissists, living with a narcissist shortens your lifespan. And I believe it's true. She was 79, and then my dad lived until he was 92. And the same thing with and this is another thing that came to my mind when I realized that my grandmother was a narcissist. My mom said when my grandfather died, when I was 16, and I remember I was in driver's ed. I was in summer school. I took driver's ed in summer school, and so I was 16, I think. It was it was like 1982, I think, when he passed, something like that. So worried she will get lost. Hopefully not. French toast made you cry. It was so good, right? It was so good. You said this already, Granny. Yes, I have. I am. So when my grandfather passed, and he was like in his 70s, he was only like 76 or something like that. And then she lived until 1995. He died, and she lived like over 10 years longer than him. And my mom said, and I just was so shocked that she said this. She said she killed him. Not like she literally killed him, but she's like, she killed him. She killed him. She did. She killed him. And I was just like, what? What, Mom? What are you talking about? And that's what, I don't think my mom was a damaged empath. I'm not sure if she was an empath. She was a codependent, definitely. She probably was. She was empathic. She wasn't damaged like me. No. Yeah. And so, anyways, the narcissists outlive a lot of times the codependence. But see, I don't think my mother-in-law is very healthy. I don't think it'll be that way with her and my father-in-law because he's not as healthy as her. And I don't think it will be that. I don't think my ex will outlive me because he's very unhealthy. Yeah, we talked about this before. I don't think they're demonic. No. Demons are actual. I believe in angels and demons, and a third of the angels fell and they became demons. So there's twice as many angels as demons. This stuff is in the Bible, but they're actual beings. They're not deceased. They're not people. They're not human. So I think they could be satanically influenced or demonically influenced, but you studied psychology for many years and you found it out. I couldn't stand people, so it wasn't my destiny to be a psychologist, but I understand. When I was in high school, I wanted to be a psychologist. My brother, Tim, who was the one who always had trouble with drugs, talked me out of it. Yeah. I just did a short that sometimes the narcissists are very likable people because they're good actors. I didn't post this one yet, but I just did one that um, was on, they might be very well liked. Because even Satan himself disguises himself as an angel of light. So I do think they're like maybe satanically influenced or demonically influenced, but they're not actual demons. Because I feel like demons are actual beings, like angels. They're actual, you can't see them, but they're there. Yeah, but they're not humans. Like my grandmother was not, like I said, I'm in shock because she could be nice sometimes. My ex, of course I married him. I was married to him for 30 years. He could be nice sometimes. You don't always know. That's my whole purpose of doing they might be a narcissist if. So that one, I could post it right now. That's what I should do. What? Um, they might be a narcissist if they're well liked. So they're good. They're good actors or actresses. So, but no, they're not demons. That's not my belief. I don't think the psychology books say that either. But anyways, let me post this. They might be. Yeah, it's in the book of Ezekiel. Um, nice, popular. It, they might be a narcissist if they're ahead in the polls. Did I say that? I didn't say that. If they fool people, they're pulling the wool over your eyes. They might be a wolf in sheep's clothing. So, yeah. Okay. They might be a narcissist. Oops. I didn't put short. Short. Anyways, thank you all for being here. I'm going to read you another poem. Um, so this is one I wrote after going on, I think I was on Plenty of Fish, according to this poem. You'll see at the end. But, and then when I was selling my stuff, I got off the online dating, but when I was selling stuff and downsizing still, and I was away from God, I met a couple of different guys that were just friends. with benefits. And I met this one guy that was just really, he was into the sadism, and like it was crazy. So I wrote this poem, and I just learned a lot from the experience on the online dating. That's the only time it ever worked for me. It's like if you're looking for sex, I don't know if he was God's first creation. I don't know that you could back that up by anything. But yeah, he was in charge of music. But I don't know about this. Could possibly be Elsa. I don't know. I would prefer it not be. I would prefer it be. Yeah. There's supposed to be going to be a war in the heavens. Yeah. That is in Revelation. This poem's called My Name is No. And this is from my journal from 2020. Because it was 2020 when I met that guy that was, and I was just like, no, not doing this. And I told him, I'm like, no, I'm not going to be your submissive. No. It turned out he was on Facebook. So I was selling my stuff on Facebook. And from what this guy said, he did research. He knew about redheads have a high threshold for pain. And yeah, he wanted to inflict pain on me. And I'm like, so this is my poem about all these stupid guys I hooked up with. Anyways, my name is No. What do you want? What did you say? I'm woke to your red flags. What? Try harder to get a job? Bye. Lose a pound or two? Bye. Why don't you grow your hair out? I got a better idea. Why don't I ghost you? Oh, you're into pain and humiliation? That's effed up. You should get some therapy. Bye, Felicia. Put it all on me. I don't think so, bro. Why don't we let it go? And you be you and I'll be me. I'm going under and there's no one to save me. So I went fishing. I had been, so depressed and almost suicidal. And when I did that, I was like, okay, let's just do something drastic. And I did that. And it was not a permanent, it was a mistake, but it wasn't going to have a permanent consequence, like offing yourself, So, and yeah, and it did teach me a lot that's just like not what I was looking for. It's good against Steve. Good against evil. Yeah, I believe heaven's happening now. That's where my mom and dad are, and my narcissistic grandma. And I believe she's healed. I believe my dad's healed. So I believe, and it's not something I can prove. It's something I believe on faith. I believe like my dad is healed. I believe he's having healed, healthy, like good relationships with my brothers, and because I feel like a lot of their pain and their agony and things they went through. Well, first of all, my brother Paul and my brother Tim were molested as teenagers. They were coerced. They were molested by men, and so that messes with your head. And my brother Paul was, I feel like he was gay, but my brother Tim was not. But and they didn't get along. They were my brother Paul, my brother Tim were always at odds. But that's another story. The bunny, I'm probably going to do a video on it, actually, because I ended up finding this bunny painting, and it's the rabbit from Alice in Wonderland. And I had bunnies when I was little, but they all got killed. And yeah, it's a story, and it's something that I recently realized, because I always wondered what happened with our bunnies, because they were all killed, and I didn't think it was a wild animal. And I finally realized I think it was my brother Tim when he was high on drugs. And because my brother Paul gave us the bunnies, and they kept multiplying. So we ended up with like 16 rabbits. And when they were killed, every single one of them, and we did have 16, they were all killed, and they were left in their cages. I'm like, they were killed by a wild animal. They're going to eat them. And how did a wild animal get into the cage? And I was like, that wasn't a wild animal. And I always knew, even though I was 8 years old. And then my mom let me, I think I just ran out there. She couldn't stop me afterwards. Now thinking back, it was like, you shouldn't have let an 8-year-old see that. It was awful. Dead bunnies. And then so when I saw this painting at the furniture store, I got it. And yeah. And one day I was coming back to my apartment, and I got lost, and because like the highways they all crisscross right here by my apartment. And I got going the wrong way, so I had to turn around. And when I got back on the highway, because there's little bunnies everywhere here. It's another thing. That's why it kept coming up. And then I was thinking about that again, and I was like, oh my goodness. And I was thinking about the feud that my brothers had going. It was a family feud. They would get into it. And I remember them one time going, like, my brother Tim was not, my brother Paul always struggled with his weight. And I think my brother Tim one time challenged him to, arm wrestle. They might have arm wrestled. I don't know. But I remember one time my brother Paul took an egg, and he smashed it in his hand. He was able to smash it in his hand. And Tim couldn't. But yeah, they had this feud going, and yeah, they would always just, Tim was more, I believe my brother Tim was narcissistic also. He was Uh, it could be very nice too sometimes. But anyways, but yeah, that's my bunny story, and that's my bunny painting, and that is the warrioress of love. That's my Freya painting that I'm going to leave to my granddaughter. She's named for the goddess of war and love. And then my friend Diana, Serenity Studio Art, um, painted this. And I was like, I want to get that. And I'm going to leave it to my granddaughter when I pass. So, yeah. So, again, thank you all for being here. Let me say some more poems for you. Um, Let me say, what should I say? This is a defying gravity one. It's short. Stand fast, therefore, in the liberty by which Christ has made us free, and do not be entangled again with a yoke of bondage. Galatians 5:1. Defying gravity. Let it go. It's much too heavy. You know it's holding you down and holding you back. Oh, that I had wings like a dove, I'd be at peace. Is it love, pure as driven snow? Frozen. Let it go. Harmless as a dove flying high above, set it free. If it comes back to you, it's yours. If it doesn't, it's no longer meant to be. And if I'm flying solo, at least I'm flying free, defying gravity. Oh, here's one. There's actually a Shakespeare quote in this one. And here's a Sidney Lanier quote. I love Sidney Lanier. He was the one that lived in Georgia. The Sidney Lanier house is in Macon, Georgia. Sweet sometime fly fast to me, for now time sits in the lonesome tree, and broods as gray as any dove, and calls, when wilt thou come, O love, and pleads across the waste to thee. Sidney Lanier. I hear voices. It haunts me deep in sleep, at night, just before first light. It says they're all the same, playing games like dogs do. No one wants you, not enough to show it, not enough to take the risk. And I throw that book across the floor once more. It falls apart, pages flying. This was the singer's book of poetry. Um, so much time wasted to accommodate this doomed romance. I cry and sigh, but I cannot lie. I love you more, though my eyes they sting and my heart is sore. And I throw the book across the floor once more. Of my own nonsense I tire, so I set the book on fire. I didn't actually do that. Beauty, truth, and rarity, grace in all simplicity. Here enclosed in cinders lie. Oh, that would make love die. Yup. Some of my poems are like prayers, and these were all from when I was just going through it, you know? So, yeah. Well, when you have to let them go, you have to let them go if they're abusing you. You have to let them go if um, they die. Yeah. You don't always have to let them go, though. Some of these poems are like prayers. So this one's What Doesn't Kill You. And it's like a prayer. Help me to be strong. Help me to get along. Help me to let go, to reap what I sow. I don't need a man, no matter who. I only need you. I am strong, beautiful. I am good enough. I am willing to wait for your timing and your will, Lord. Please help me to do that. Amen. Yeah, see, that's a good one. I need to read these over. See, it would have helped me to read my own book of poetry when I was away from God, but I didn't order them. I wasn't selling them. I wasn't on YouTube. I I was in a bad way. I was. Thankfully, it only lasted 2 years, and I came to my senses. Yeah, let me read you the. Oh, sitting here in my lovely library. So I had a library at the big house. If tears are cleansing, I must be squeaky clean. But he said to refrain from crying, my work shall be rewarded, one day, not now. Lord, I never wanted a mansion with tall, dark, and handsome. I just wanted to be loved. I just want a little respect. Tell me what's wrong with that. Stories. Here's a quote from Inkspell, which is good. So I read these all these books to my daughters, my youngest two, and this one was about um, the husband's wife goes into the book, and so he finally um, it happens when you're reading the book and then the characters come out of the book, and so the characters came out and she went in the book, and there's a movie. So but they condensed it into one movie, but there's like 3 books. But anyways, it's pretty good. The book is always usually better than the movie though. So it's called Inkspell by Cornelia Funk. Stories never really end, even if the books like to pretend they do. Stories always go on. They don't end on the last page any more than they begin on the first page. And so since my last name is Story, I'm playing on the name. Stories like songs always go on. Just keep playing, just keep praying, just keep singing, just keep writing. Stop your crying, just keep dreaming. So the last poem in here is long, and when I did mine, oh, don't let go, hold them close. Yeah, sometimes you have to hold on loosely. Like my kids, where did you go? Where did you go, Granny? Death, it's not what you think. Yeah, yeah, they're still there. Um, Sometimes you have to hold on like loosely. Like with my kids that aren't in contact with me, like I had to leave the door open for them, but yet the way they treated me before, I shouldn't allow that because that was disrespectful, and I need to have boundaries and not allow them to treat me that way. But yet I have to keep the door open. I'm open to them being in my life again if they respect me and love me and want me in their life. So, hey, Brenda, I'm almost done, but thanks for popping in. I'm almost done. Yeah, death is not the end. Yeah, I definitely believe that. Like I said, I have this home is where your mom is. Home, our ultimate home is heaven. I believe that. I have that hope. And yeah. Hmm. Thank you. Yeah, Bren. So, yeah. So, like, in a sense, my kids are grown too. So, I had to let them go in that sense. They're on their own, they're adults. You know, I'm not, um, multitasking. Okay, Granny. Don't worry about your children. Oh, I worry about them though. I pray for them every day. Um, how old are your grandchildren? Mine are babies. Mine are babies. And so my oldest had my grandson, so I don't know if I'll get to meet him. But hopefully, I can pray about that. So, yeah, they know not what they do. Thank you, Lisa. It's not actually my hair, but thank you. It's wig day. Wednesday's wig day. I had to turn the air on because this thing is hot. This wig is hot. So I'm all out of drink too. Wow, your grands are teenagers. Wow. Thank you. Thank you, Granny, Lori. Um, so I'm gonna let me let me continue on with my list. That's right, I have a prayer list. Yeah, this is the wig I wear for Southern Red, y'all. Because I was in Georgia for 30 years, from 32 years actually, from 1988 till 2020. How are you, Lisa? What do you use for editing, Granny? Tell me. I'm not liking the Canva for my thumbnails. I think I will like hanging out with mine when they're teenagers too, but they're like two. The oldest one is 2.5 now. Wait, April, May, June, July, August. She's not even 2.5 yet. October she'll be 2.5. She's 2. The oldest one is 2. They were born in, my grandbabies were born in 2022, 2023, and 2024. So they're all close in age. So. Shortcut. I need to look at your I need to look at your channel above always. Shortcut. Write that down. I went and looked at pre-retirement days. And I've looked at Granny's channel, but it was a little bit ago. I need to go back and see what you've posted lately. Shortcut.org. Team. Multi-dimensional views. It's free. Oh, wow. I can't even remember what I'm paying for. I'm using KineMaster, but not the free version. But I have trouble with Canva making my thumbnail. It's not really easy. I'm happy to be live. I didn't put like a subject on here. Sometimes I'll put it after, like, what did we talk about, and I'll put it on there. I don't know who the team is. Is that a channel, you know, somebody? Use paint.net for thumbnails. So moderators, you can drop your link. Okay, you're watching you on, okay. I'll go. I couldn't get Lindy to come on the TV for some reason. Her live didn't show up on my TV on YouTube for some reason. And so I was just on my computer, but I'll do that sometimes with Glow and with Lindy's lives, and I'll look on I'll comment on my computer and I'll watch them on TV. Yeah, but go ahead and drop your links if you want to. Elsa, you don't have a channel. Thank you, Granny. So Monday night is when I'll give away a book. So you can try to win Monday, and then I can send you a book. I didn't send you a book yet. Have I, Granny? I don't think so. Mostly shorts of your fur babies. Okay. Yeah, I'm going to pray and let you guys go. Let's see if I have everybody on my prayer list now. I think I do. I think I do. Does anybody have any specific prayer requests? Okay, and I'll share a link to my blog. I think I will anyways. Let me see. Okay. Good weather at Burning Man. Good. That's good news. That's good news, Brenda. There we go. There's my blog. Okay, I'm going to pray. Dear Lord, thank you for all these YouTube friends and subscribers, watchers. I pray that you bless them, Lord. Please be with Joe, Joe and Triple C. Thank you for him being here. And I pray you bless him and his family. And thank you for his support and him coming to my live. I pray you be with Elsa and bless her. Thank you for little blessings like French toast, Lord. I pray you bless her fur babies and just be with her and keep her safe and bless her children. I pray you bless Glenn and be with him and keep him well and safe, Lord. I pray that you would give him your joy, Lord, that you would bring him out of his sadness, Lord. I pray that he would be comforted at the loss of his parents. I don't know how long ago that was, Lord, but I just pray that you would comfort him. I know I still miss my mom. Lord, I pray for Christina, that you would be with her and bless her family and guide us in our channels and what you want us to do and how you're leading us, and show us what you want us to do with our channels, Lord. I pray you bless Bren and her mom and her hubby and her child, and be with her. And I pray that you would keep her mom safe, Lord, that she would not fall, that she would not get lost when she goes on her walks, that you would just give her a clear mind and she would always be able to find her way back. And I pray for Granny Lori, that you would continue to be with her and bless her work and guide her on her channel. And thank you for her support, and bless her children and grandchildren and great grandchildren, Lord. And thank you for all of them. And I pray you be with Brenda, keep her safe as she travels, bless her children and her grandchildren, and keep her safe as she travels to Burning Man this week, Lord. And I pray that the weather stays good and everybody stays safe at Burning Man, and be with her. And I pray for Lisa, and thank you for her coming in. And I pray you bless her and her family and be with her and keep her safe. I pray these things in Jesus' name. Amen. Hey, Makeup on the Sun. Hey, Michelle. Hi. And God bless Michelle. Thank you for coming in. I've been thinking about, it's lame. I shouldn't even say that, but I've been wanting to go over there and see what you've been up to. But I will be over there. But thank you for popping in. And God bless Michelle and her family and her son. And thank you for her. I have on my playlist, read on other channels, there's an interview I did. Wait, I'll drop it in the, let's see. I can drop it. I'll drop it like it's hot, okay? I'll drop it. If you want to see my interview with Makeup Mom and Son, it's in the top of my, I'll drop it in the thing. My interview with Makeup Mom and Son. I'm dropping my interviews in the chat. I dropped my interview with Paula. Most of you don't know who Paula is, but here it is. What's 211? For local mental health care free. Oh, that's great. Well, I didn't know that. That is good. Huh. Local mental health care, free to call, great resources and info line. That's good, Elsa. Thank you for sharing that. Yeah, I remember that. It was fun. I'm doing good. I'm in Denver now, and I had sold my RV. So before I left St. Louis, I sold my RV. I've been doing good. I got money from my dad, passed away in 2020, and then I got my inheritance in 2022, and then I moved here because my younger son was here and his friend from like grammar school. So, but after a year, my son didn't like his job. He had quit his job and he didn't find another job. And my niece in Oregon said, "Why don't you come to Bend?" And she had I feel like she kind of needed someone like family near her. So he's like her brother, because she has a brother, but he's like another brother to her. Ian's a good brother to all my siblings, all my children. So, and my niece. He's a good brother. And so he moved by his cousin in Oregon, but my extra son still lives here. So I'm in Denver, and I've been here since 2022, and I really like it. And my daughter said, "Why don't I move to Philly?" And she has my two oldest grandbabies, who are 2 and not even. But I'm always traveling. I just went to California. I went to California in June. And last year I went to Europe. I went to England. So, how have you been doing? Yeah, like I said, I need to go over there and check out the channel. So I still travel. Oh, and by the way, yeah, I didn't tell you guys. But I figured this out, and I went 31,000 miles in my RAV. So I got a RAV. Am I going to? I don't think I am, but I'm not sure. I don't think I am. It's not really my thing. I don't know. I don't think I am. If I got a van, I might, but I don't like sleeping in my RAV. So I got a RAV4 hybrid. After I sold my RV, I got a RAV4 hybrid. And I really like it. and I love it, but I don't like it to sleep in. I tried camping in it at Courtside, and I did at another Glow meetup too in 2022. And I don't really like sleeping in it. It's just like it's really small, and oh no, I'm sorry. He's getting better. That's good. Um, you were doing all of YouTube without a computer? Were you doing it on your phone? Yeah, I've gotten it's 1,000. I had a picture. I tried a little. The plan is so you're going to courtside. Yeah, that's a possibility too. I could rent the. I could. I was thinking about that again today. I don't really like towing something. I think I want to get a van, but then I really love my Rav, and it's like, should I get the van and just use that when I'm camping overnight? But I think I will sell the Rav if I get a van instead. But I can tow a little tab trailer, which I've rented one and towed it and tried it, but I don't. You've not had a computer since March. Wow. That's why you've been away. Um, yeah, I think I looked like had you been doing I've been going around to channels I used to go to and seeing if they were doing lives, and like a lot of them, especially in the group I was in that I sort of got ostracized from, um, a lot of them have stopped going live. So, um, uh-huh. So your dad is living with you? I see. Yeah. Okay. All right. Um, did I drop the live? Can you drop Makeup Bomb and Sons channel for me, Christina or Brenda? Wow, that's nice. I was just saying, it sounds like that movie I watched last night was um it was like they all lived in the same house, but they lived all right next door to each other. It was My Big Fat Greek Wedding Part 2. Oh, that's nice. Oh, thank you, Christina. There's Makeup Mom and Sons channel. Supposed to stop. I've not been stopping eating at 8. I need to though. Yeah, I watched it last night and I was like, this is a crazy movie, but it was funny. It was very funny. Um, but anyways, I'm trying to look up where I wrote it down. But since I bought my wrap, I went 10,000 miles in my RV. That was in a year. But in 2 years, I've gone 31,000 miles in my RAV. So, so I've still been traveling, and then I went to Europe last last summer. But I'm kind of I've spent a lot of the money from my dad. and I gave a lot of it away. So I'm trying now to not um, overspend anymore. And I had a job lifeguarding at the pool where I swim, and I quit in June. So yeah, so I'm trying to save money right now. Probably just going to go to Philly at Christmas. And I was going to go on a cruise, but it never went through on my card. And then they called me. I was going to go on the Lisa A. Romano cruise, but they called me and I said, yeah, I'm sorry, I can't go. And since it didn't go through, I was able to cancel it. So, but I'm going to let you all go now. Thank you all so much for being here. Don't say that no one cares for you, because I do, and God does too. Don't forget to pray for Red, because Red is praying for you. Bye. That's cool. Japan. That's cool. That's cool. Good night, everybody. See you next time. I will be live next on Friday at 5:30 Mountain Time. Bye.